Part 1. The Happy Window. Once upon a time, there was a small boy who got very sick. He had to stay in bed all day and couldn't play with other kids because they might also get sick. This made him feel really sad. The only thing he could do was look out of his window. Days passed, and he felt more and more hopeless until one day he noticed something unusual in the window. It was a penguin enjoying a sandwich. The penguin came inside, greeted the boy, and then left. The boy was puzzled but soon saw more strange things happening. A monkey in a diaper was blowing up a balloon, and then there was a pig playing a tambourine, an elephant on a trampoline, and even a dog wearing glasses talking about politics. All these silly characters made the boy burst into laughter, and he couldn't stop. He kept this delightful secret to himself because he knew no one would believe him. Nevertheless, the strange characters brought joy back into his heart, and he started feeling better. Eventually, he became well enough to go back to school. At school, he shared the story with his friends. While talking to his best friend, he noticed something sticking out of his friend's school bag. Curious, he asked his friend about it, and his friend finally revealed a collection of funny costumes and disguises. His best friend had been using them to cheer him up all along. From that day on, the little boy made it his mission to make sure no one felt sad and alone. He learned the power of laughter and kindness, spreading joy wherever he went. And so, the magic window not only healed him, but also taught him the importance of bringing happiness to others. Part 2. Gale's Cooling Quest. Once upon a time, in a cozy little lake, lived Gale the whale. The lake was her own special territory, and she enjoyed a comfortable life. However, one scorching summer, the sun blazed so intensely that even the lake's water turned warm. This was quite a challenge for Gale, who was used to her ideal life. One day, a little fish, previously residing in a child's goldfish bowl, shared a secret with Gale. Humans used fans to cool down in the summer heat. Intrigued, Gale couldn't think of anything else but creating her very own fan. Despite others telling her it was just a passing phase and the weather would soon cool down, Gale was determined. She set out to construct an enormous fan. Once her colossal fan was complete, Gale started fanning herself. Unfortunately, her enthusiasm created unexpected chaos. The powerful gusts generated by the fan caused massive waves that swept across the lake, leaving it half empty and Gale stranded in mere inches of water. Her friends, the fish, were not impressed. They scolded Gale for her impatience and called her selfish. Gale felt the weight of their disappointment, but the worst part was the unbearable heat with so little water around her. Thinking she might not survive the heat, she bid farewell to her friends, who sought forgiveness for their harsh words. Miraculously, Gale managed to endure the scorching days without succumbing to the heat. When the long-awaited rains arrived, the lake refilled, and the weather improved. True to her word, Gale vowed to show everyone that she had learned not to be so dependent on comfort, impatient, and fussy. In the end, the adventure taught Gale an important lesson. She became stronger, more resilient, and less fixated on her comfort. As the sun set on that eventful summer, Gale the whale embraced a new perspective on life, ready to face whatever challenges came her way. Part 3. The Lesson of the Piggies. Once upon a time, there was a little boy who had a peculiar habit of taking his sweet time getting dressed. No matter how much his parents urged him to hurry, he insisted on dressing in his own unique way. This, of course, annoyed his parents, who were always in a rush. One day, the frustration reached its peak. The boy, defying his parents' pleas to get dressed promptly, found himself standing outside his house in the buff. Unfazed, he awaited his parents to fetch the car. Little did he know that this decision would lead to an unexpected adventure. As he stood there, a local pig farmer happened by. The farmer, with his hearing and eyesight not at their best and forgetting his glasses that day, mistook the boy's pink skin for that of his pigs. Despite the boy's protests, the farmer, with a mix of shouting, prodding, and pushing, guided him to a pigsty. The boy spent the entire day among the pigs, sharing their food and home. His complaints fell on deaf ears, quite literally, as the farmer couldn't hear well. Meanwhile, his worried parents searched for him in vain. Finally, by day's end, the parents discovered their son in the pigsty. The boy had experienced such an unusual and regrettable day that he vowed never to be mistaken for anything other than a human again. From that moment on, he transformed into a model of punctuality and neatness, resembling the children in clothing catalogs. The lesson from the day with the pig stuck with him, teaching him the importance of heeding his parents' advice and not taking his time at the expense of a humorous mishap. And so, the boy learned that being prompt and well-dressed was far more preferable than spending a day with the piggies.